Okay, so we're going to, what you see on screen is what your final sheet is going to look like of your details and cross sections. And right now you're working on the cross section in the upper left corner there, right? Okay, we're going to do an end wall section, and due to time, we're not going to actually cut that section on your building. We're actually going to go and import that section from the Butler detail booklet. Also, the ridge cap one in the lower right corner is also a detail that we're going to insert from the Butler program. The lower left corner is a cross section through your foundation that you're creating right now. So we're going to make a call out of that corner. You've done that in the past, I'm sure, and enlarge that. And also the haunch area, the detail in the middle on the bottom there, you will also be making a call out of that on your section that you're building right now. But let's talk about this ridge cap one for right now. We'll do that first off. We're going to use the exact same process to create the end wall section that's in the upper right corner, but I'm going to demonstrate how to bring in the one in the lower corner, and then you should be able to use the same steps but go find the right detail to bring in the cross section. Okay, so I'm going to minimize that. So this is the Butler program. We've looked at this before when you go in to find the Butler details, and we're just going to page down until we find the ridge details. And we have the standing seam roof on our building, which we haven't installed yet, and don't worry about that for this cross section. We'll do that when we do our elevations. But we're going to bring in a detail that is for the MR24 roof panel, which is the standing seam roof panel. So it's going to be the ridge detail. Over here we could bring in a PDF just to look at it, but we're actually going to open a DWG file. Okay, so when you click on that DWG file and go to open it, it's going to open AutoCAD in your computer. And as soon as it opens up, we'll be able to bring that drawing into save that drawing into a place where you can insert it into your drawing. Okay, if it comes up with this warning, we'll just ignore the SHX files. Don't worry about them. And it brings up this ridge detail. AutoCAD is still opening, it's just not totally open yet for me. Okay. Okay, once it's opening, we want to get away from the layout and go to model space, and there's the detail in model space. Okay, I'm going to save this drawing into my computer, into my C drive somewhere, so I'll just go to File, Save As, and I'm going to save it into my folder for this class. You probably have places where you save things, but I'll save it into my 202 class. And actually I already have it in here because I did this before, so I'm just going to click on that and say save. And it'll tell me, do I want to replace it? In your case, you don't have it in there yet, so it won't bring you up that warning. So I'll say yes. Okay, so now this drawing is in my computer. I can now close AutoCAD. I can close this. And now I'm back in my project, my Revit project. Okay, so I want to bring that detail in. I'm going to first off go to View at the top, and I'm going to create a drafting view. Okay, so we're going to start a drafting view. I'm going to label this drafting view my ridge cap detail. All capital letters. Because that's the title that will come into it when we put it on a sheet, right? And I'm going to set the scale to 1 inch equals a foot. It probably defaulted to 1.5 inch equals a foot, but you can change it to 1 inch equals a foot, and I'll say OK. The name that again, I did this before, so I'm going to close that. I'm going to change it to my ridge cap detail. Because I already have it in here, I'm just going to make it 2. I'll say OK. All right, so now on screen it looks blank, but that's my drafting view. If you pull down your project browser, you would see that you have it in there. And yours should just say ridge cap detail. Keep in mind this is my second one. Okay, so now I want to bring in that AutoCAD file. So I'll go up to the top here where it says Insert. Click on that. I'm going to import a CAD drawing. Click on that, and then I need to go find it. So I'm going to go back to where I saved it. My 202 class, and there's my ridge cap detail. Open that. And it inserted it onto that layout. Okay, so now it's brought it in as a AutoCAD file or drawing, and just put it on this this sheet, or on this drafting view. Now, when you bring it in, it looks good, right? It looks pretty good. The text that came in is a text from AutoCAD, so it's probably not the same Arial text that you're using on everything else. So what I want you to do then is click on it, and up here in the upper right corner we have the ability to explode it. So click the down arrow on explode, and we're going to do, in this case, just a partial explode. So click the partial explode button. That will allow us to change the text. Okay. It gave me a warning here. I'm going to delete elements. Okay, so it gave me a warning that there was something there that it couldn't do, so I just deleted that. Okay, so up here is the text that says fiberglass insulation and vapor retarder. If I click on that, I can now change that text if I wanted to. And I don't really want to change it. I want to change the style. So I'm going to go over here, and I want that to mean my 3/30 seconds Arial text. And so I've changed it to the right text that is for my drawing. And it's a little far away from the leader now, so I can move it down and get it where I want it to be in relationship to that leader. This line over here is something that was on the detail that I don't really need, so I'm going to just delete that. So I could do that to all the text. I want to make all that text 3/30 seconds, right? So I could do that. I could click on this one again, go change it to 3/30 seconds, and if I want to move it, I can get it over closer in my detail. There's a little circle here that was in there. I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to delete that line. Okay, so you know that process now. I'm not going to change all of these at this point, but okay, so I've got that changed. I would be changing all this other text, but just so you know how that's done. Okay, I'm going to do a save here. And now if I go down to my section detail sheet, and I have my main section on there, and I want this main section that you're working on right now in class to be at 1/4 inch equals a foot. It doesn't have to be a large scale section because we're going to do call-outs of the areas that we want to label the most of, so they will be larger, but the main section will be smaller. The other thing, I don't need to see the whole cross-section. It takes up too much space on my sheet. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to activate that view, and then I'm going to turn on my crop region, and I'm just going to look at half the building, or a little over half the building. Okay? So that's all I really need in my section. The other half's exactly the same, so there's no reason to show more than that. Then before I deactivate, I want to turn off that crop region. Then I want to deactivate that view. And I'm back to my sheet. Now I want to drag on that detail. So I'll go back to my ridge cap detail. And I'll just drag it over, bring it on my sheet. I'm going to put that probably, well, I'm going to put it up. I'm going to put it right here. I guess you can put it. I'm going to put it right here. We can move it around later if we want to, but okay. So there you got that detail now on your sheet. Okay. So you're going to use the exact same process to find that gable end, right? Or that gable end section. Let's. I guess I closed that butler detail, didn't I? So, so when you go to look for that gable end section to put onto your drawing, you're going to bring that one in at a scale of 1/4 inch equals a foot again. And that will be, you'll go to the butler, you'll go down the line until you find end wall. And you're looking for an end wall that has a panel on it all the way down, doesn't have any CMUs or precast or anything in it. You just need to find the right detail that matches your building. Okay. Any questions about that? So that's a fairly simple process. We could have actually created this detail if we had to. If there wasn't this situation, we could have went and printed off that PDF, and then we could have evaluated that PDF and created the line work and stuff to create this detail if we had to. But since they have the ability, or we have the ability to use their CAD drawing, that's a much faster, more efficient way to do it. Okay, since there's no questions.